everybody. My name is Mrs. Tassie, and I am really looking forward to teaching second grade this year at Westgate. And hi, Mrs. Buck.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. I love second grade. I taught second grade. It's one of my favorite grades.
It is one of my favorites as well. So I want to say that I'm super excited to be given this opportunity to help introduce you to our Westgate family. And I thought it might be kind of fun if we approach this kind of like an ABC book format. What do you think?
That sounds great. I'm game.
Awesome. Okay, so let's start with A. A would be for what?
Probably for my first name, Anne.
Okay, very nice. And how about B is for?
Probably my last name, Buck. Makes it easy.
Excellent. And C?
Would be for children. And for those of you who don't know, I have two. Ryan is my son who's 20, and Peyton is my daughter who's 18.
Excellent. Looking forward to meeting them. How about the letter D?
D would probably be for dog. And I actually have two. I have Vivi, who's about 7 years old. And then we just adopted another dog during our shelter in place named Bentley. And so we have two dogs.
Terrific. And the letter E?
E would probably be maybe about elementary school and how I started teaching. I've taught for a long time, but I think E is for elementary school because I've spent the majority of my life in elementary school. If you think about the time I was a student, as well as being a teacher, an assistant principal, and a principal.
Perfect. How about the letter F?
So F would have to be for food, of which I love. Probably my very favorite food is pizza. It's like my junk food that I love to eat. And there's lots of different combinations you can make.
Of course. How about the letter G?
G would probably be for girl. I do, like I said, I have one daughter named Peyton. So I have one girl.
Excellent. And the letter H?
H, I think of home, and my home is actually in Arlington Heights. So it's very possible that when I'm out and about, I may run into some of our Westgate students and families out and about in Arlington Heights because this is where I live.
And the letter I would stand for?
I would be an interesting fact. And probably an interesting fact was that actually I went to school to be a dancer when I was younger. So my minor in college was actually dance. And so I really enjoyed that, but that was a big part of my life when I was younger, and certainly in the early part of my college time.
Fun. How about the letter J?
J would be probably, I think, of jobs. And so I've had lots of different jobs in my life. Certainly the job that I had the longest was teaching. I taught for about 20 years. And then I was an assistant principal and a principal.
Okay, and the letter K?
K, definitely kindness. Something I think is really important. And I try to think of kindness in each day and try and be a very kind person.
I love that. How about the letter L?
L, I think of love. So something that I love is probably my family. They are near and dear to me, not just Ryan and Peyton and Mr. Buck, but also my cousins and my mom and dad and my family, my sister. So I would say my family is something that I love.
Very nice. How about the letter M?
Well, I'm married. I have been married for 24 years, believe it or not, to Mr. Buck, who went to junior high and high school with me. But we didn't know each other until after high school. But yes, I've been married for 24 years. Hard to believe.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How about the letter N?
So I think of something, when I think of N, maybe something new that I've learned, and I actually learned this from Mrs. Corey. I learned a fact about polar bears that I did not know, which was that polar bears are left-handed. So that was an interesting fact. She and I were talking about animals, and I didn't know a lot about polar bears, but I thought that that was a really interesting fact. So that would be probably what the newest thing that I've learned in the last day or so.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing. How about the letter O?
I think of optimism, and I think I am a very optimistic person. Try really hard to always look at the positive side of things, so I'm very optimistic.
I love that too. How about the letter P?
P would probably be for planning. So in my job, I have to do a lot of planning, and that's planning not just for myself, but for other people and with other people. So I am a bit of a planner. And I like to have plan A, plan B, and plan C. Because sometimes you need them.
Yes, we know that. How about the letter Q?
Q, I think of questions, and I like to question a lot of things. I ask a lot of questions so that I can make sure that I understand everything that I need to know, especially when I'm making decisions.
Excellent. And how about the letter
R?
Thank you. How about the letter R?
I think of R, relaxation, and actually that's a hard thing for me to do. I have a hard time relaxing because my mind is kind of always going. So I have to work really hard at relaxing, but I find actually spending time, we do movie nights a lot at our house, and that is time that I am able to relax. So I love to watch movies.
How about the letter S?
So S might be for siblings. So I have one, it could also be for sister. I actually have one sister and she lives in California. So I don't get to see her very often, but she's my older sister. So I have one sister.
And the letter T would be for?
T, definitely teaching. Certainly teaching is my first passion. I did it for 20 years. I loved teaching. I loved being with kids and learning new things with them. So teaching is a passion of mine for sure. So T for teaching.
Excellent. And the letter U?
When I think of U, I think of understanding. And I try to be an understanding person. I try to understand other people's points of view and not just my own. And sometimes that's hard. But I really try to do that because I think understanding each other is a really important part of how we work together.
I would agree. How about the letter V?
V. I think of V with values. So when I think about like what's the core value that I have, I think it's people, and caring about people is a really important value that I have. I learned it from my mom and dad, and I try to bring that forward in everything that I do.
Very nice. And I thought maybe we could lump together the W, X, Y, and Z into one.
Well, I think that definitely the W is Westgate. And being at Westgate School. And I think one of the things that I am excited to do would be the X, Y, and Z. And that's, I'm excited to learn the X, Y, and Zs of Westgate School. And I can't wait to get started. So I'm excited.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Mrs. Buch. Thank you for sharing all of those awesome facts with all of us. And I want to say that we're all looking forward to getting to know you even better as the school year moves along, both professionally and personally. So thank you again. Welcome to Westgate.
Thank you so much. And I'm so glad that I had this opportunity. This has been super fun. And I hope that we've been able to share a little bit of insight as to who I am with the Westgate community. And I am so looking forward to actually meeting with kids and families and getting to know a little bit about them. So thank you.
Thank you.